Alright, we are going to continue on our little fly tying series of the Hareline Fly Tying Material Kit. How about that? Top 20 fly patterns for the beginner. I recently acquired a kit for each of my veterans for my Project Healing Waters program. And this is what we're going to be tying. I just wanted to get a visual recording of all the patterns in this book for my participants of Project Healing Waters. So we're not going to delay much longer. We're just going to go ahead and get this started. Today we are tying the Brassie. This is the second pattern in the book, and we'll go ahead and just get her done. So let's slide over to the bench. And we'll go over everything as we work our way through this pattern. It's a super simple, super easy, super fun, easy peasy lemon squeezy kind of pattern. So, materials for this hook, and everything is included in this kit. So we're going to tie two up. This is the Brassie. It's on a size 14 wet Nymph hook. It's a heavier gauge wire hook than a standard dry fly hook. For our thread, I am using the black 8/0 Veevus thread. And our wire, I have a Dansville medium copper wire. And what I did is I grabbed a hair tie. And this is a little hack. Super simple, super easy. Get a hair tie, crisscross it, and this will help keep your material from coming unspooled. And last but not least, some strung peacock herl. Alright, so let's go ahead and secure our hook into our vise, just about like so. Make sure it's nice and level. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Bear with me here. Close that window. Let's zoom in just a tick more. It's a size 14 hook, so there we go. A little bit closer for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this started. Hook is in the vise, nice and level. Ting, 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 nice and solid. Alright, we'll start our hook and our thread. Black 8/0. We're going to start our thread up front. We're going to just secure that down, a few wraps, and we'll just go ahead and trim off that tag end. And this is where it all begins. We'll come right in with our that medium copper wire, and we're going to tie this along the shank of the hook towards the rear of the fly. So one soft wrap to capture it, and then we'll continue our thread wraps towards the rear. And I'm pulling it. I'm going to tie it on the side of the hook. I like tying things on the side of the hook. I don't know why, but I like doing that. Well, we're going to work our way back. Super simple, super clean, super easy. Once we're at the rear, we'll advance our thread forward, and we're going to stop about a eye's length behind the eye. Eye. Alright, we'll palmer this forward with touching wraps. And this is just where you take your time. And we're going to take touching wraps, working our way all the way forward from the rear to the front. And what's nice about this copper wire is once you bend it around the shank of the hook, it doesn't want to necessarily unravel because it's such a small bite, small diameter. So we'll just keep taking our touching wraps, working forward. And you'd be surprised how much wire actually goes into a teeny tiny little fly like this. We started off with quite a bit, and our length is shortened up extremely. Okay, so we're going to have some options when we go to secure this off. couple locking wraps behind. Alright, so some people like to helicopter and just twist it off. Some people like to use their scissors. If you do use your scissors, you're going to want to go all the way in towards the screw, right at the strongest part of your scissors. Me, I am a flush cutter guy. I enjoy nice clean, set it right on top, and there you have it. Alright, the body is done. Too easy, right? Next we're going to take our Peacock Herl, and I'm going to take 1, 2, 3 strands. I'm going to tie those in by the tips because that's the smallest part of that Peacock Herl. A couple of locking wraps, and the tips you can just usually just break off. Alright, we're going to park our thread just behind the eye of the hook. Okay, and I'm going to take my Peacock Herl and I'm going to twist it forward. Alright, you can use your fingers, or if you have a hook and hackle hook grabber, this works really good. And we're going to rope that up, make a little twist to that. And we're going to carefully palmer this around a few times, building up our thorax. Nice and tight, nice and fluffy. We're going to get 2, 3, 4 wraps or so on this. And this is a hot little pattern. Alright, that's it. Let's go ahead and secure that down. We'll hold our material up and to the right. And with our left hand, we'll take our bobbin and pass that over a few times. A few wraps directly in front. And you know what? Let's go one more behind there. Nice and tight. Always pull on your thread, making sure it's nice and secured. Alright, get in here nice and close. And trim off our excess Peacock Herl. Alright, let's go ahead and do our whip finish. 1, 2, tray. And for giggles and grins, we'll go 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So there you have it. That is a basic Brassie. This was all the bits and parts included in that Hareline Dubbin material kit. And that's it. We could add a little drop of head cement if you desire. And let's go ahead and just set this off to the side and start up on our second one. And you know what? In fact, we're going to zoom in just a little bit more for the second one. Let's try that. That should work for us. Get back into focus. Doesn't seem to be quite in focus. Looks just a little fuzzy. Why is that? Alright. Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and try this anyway. So, this is our second one. We'll set this off to the side. And we'll get our size 14 again. Size 14, this is the wet Nymph hook. And we are using our black A-dot thread. We'll start this up front. A few wraps just to get that locked in. Just like that. Alright, where'd our wire go? Here it is, our medium copper wire. Now we're going to tie this in. I'm going to lengthen that out just a little bit. I typically come on the near side at a, I don't know, 15-degree angle or so. just to capture it. Let me shorten that wire back. And now we'll start advancing our thread to the rear. And I'm pulling at a slight angle just so I can keep an eye as to how far back I'm taking this. Alright, once we're at the rear, take a couple tight wraps and we'll advance our thread forward. There we have it, right about there. Alright, now I guess depending on the direction you want to go, you know, with a Brassie, I guess it really doesn't matter too much as to what direction you wrap your wire, whether you wrap it this way as a forward standard wrap, same direction as your fly tying thread. It is a little bit easier to secure, and you get a little bit of a cleaner finish up front by going in this forward direction, just because your thread's able to lock it down a little bit easier. Just because the directions of everything is synchronized and matching. Really keep these wraps of wire nice and close to each other. I suppose if you let a little bit slide through, you're not gonna, the fish isn't gonna turn its nose at you, but around here, this is a great little panfish pattern. I love just tossing this out into the lake and right off the edge of the dock and letting those sunnies just go bananas. Touching wraps all the way forward. Take your time. It's a grind, but it comes out just absolutely beautiful. A few more. Alright, we'll hold that right there. Let's go ahead and secure this. A few wraps behind. Get some tension on that, and a couple of wraps directly in front. Alright, you can helicopter, trim it off with your scissors, or come in with your little flesh cutters if you have them. Bada boom, bada bing. Just like that. And you know what? I'm just going to continue on with the same Peacock Herl that I used before, because this is a nice, big, long, full-size Peacock Herl. Same as before. We're going to take these, we're going to tie them in up front. And those tips are just a little bit stuck. So we'll just trim those off. Alright, make sure our thread is directly behind the eye of the hook. And we'll give our Peacock Herl a little bit of a twist. Just like so. Good old Brassie. Can't go wrong with that. I think as a fly tyer, I think sometimes we spend so much time trying to come up with the biggest, baddest, next best thing. And we sometimes overlook the simple patterns from when we were beginners. And this is just a great pattern to have in your box. A few wraps behind. Switch hands and take a couple wraps directly in front. And for giggles and grins, we'll come right back up there. Alright, trim that off nice and close. Elbows in, palm up. There you have it. Come right in with our whip finish. The bobbin's a little squeaky there, but what do you do? 1, 2, 3. You know what? I'm just going to leave that one at that. That one felt really good. If you've done enough whip finishes, you'll feel it all come together at the very end. And you know what? On this one, because we only did a 1-2 tray whip finish, what's nice about this is they actually included some Loon water-based head cement. So same as before, even though it comes probably, it comes with this nice little brush-on applicator. We're going to come in with our bodkin and get one little tiny drop. And that'll soak in there, right into that thread. Kind of hard to get a video of this. The camera's pretty hot. If I had lots more time and a lot more resources, we probably could have worked on this one for a little while. So that is the Brassie, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to drag this out too much longer. So yeah, that's our second fly of our Hareline Dubbin series. Let's see here, what do we've got next? Up next will be a beadhead caddis. Outstanding. So this is the this was the Brassie, size 14 wet nymph hook, Veevus 8-aught black, copper wire for a body, and Peacock Herl for the thorax. 4 easy steps. Follow them and you too can have a Brassie. So yes, up next we'll have the beadhead caddis coming up. We'll probably do this live stream pretty soon. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody stay healthy, stay safe, happy tying, and tight lines. Thanks.